There is different damage when you fight each other in these sort of games. If I were to take a sword to his arm, he then has to drop his weapon that he's holding and then try to pick it up with the other. Same thing goes for a leg, same thing goes for a chest. You act like you actually got injured. Hit me. That was in the arm more like, but if you were to get hit in the chest, you actually got dead. Just dynamite. So, alright. So, there are different levels of damage that you can do to different people. What he's currently holding is a club, which does yellow damage in our game of Darkon. Some games don't differentiate, say one-hand sword, one-hand sword. Doesn't matter that much in the long run, but if we were to actually be sparring in some games, if you take an arm and a leg, you're dead. 2 limbs, you're dead. In some games, you have to actually completely render your opponent down. They have to be able to stay down. In our form, we just call it like a respective hit point system. They were using the goblins. Good. Do we want to go over the larger weapons and arrows? Actually, arrows are quite the thing in our game. Projectiles of all sorts are so fun.
You might be wondering, can you shoot an arrow from a real bow at one of these characters? Yes, in fact, we use actual arrows and actual bows in combat.
We're not allowed to actually fight. No, we're not actually going to Not allowed. Unfortunately, we were told no fighting with us. Yes. But we can do this. So this is what's called javelin. And she is so wonderfully animated. So, in the 2 different types of games we play as well, we can allow people to shoot each other in the face or lower, pretty much. Dagger games we play, they allow headshots. It's not a fun time. I recommend helmet or some sort of safety gear. We'll get into that later. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. And other games we play, they don't allow arrows to the head or projectiles to the face. Yes, exactly. Anyway, so these are javelins, and they have to travel the actual length of the weapon in order to down them. What I'm going to do is just abuse our goblin even more. And now he's dead. There we go. As simple as that. Here, now you can get it. You can help me. But you can also do what he's probably wanting to do. Stab somebody right away if they're holding a javelin, which is awesome as well, which you can totally do. The beautiful thing about these games is it's pretty much D&D run into real life. Whatever you can actually do with something, you can do to anybody with it. It is kind of a consenting sort of thing. So if somebody is holding weapons and wants to fight you, or if they're just like, no, I don't want to fight you, it is a consensual-based combat. Like, it normally in scenarios you actually the whole purpose will be. But off the field, you're in character, you're having fun drinking with your friends, doing whatever you want to do. And it's a good time. The camaraderie is definitely there for it.
A question for you, sir. What about armor? How does armor play into your game?
Coach, get over here. So, armor in this game has to be actually made of real materials, and we do not count plastic, unfortunately, like Stormtrooper armor or stuff like that. Rivet chain like this, in one game it will add 1 extra slap, and then I take his arm after that. In Darkon, was it 3 points extra? Yeah. Yeah, so this counts as what we call armor condition 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one finally cuts his arm off. With this right here, it's about the same. It's 1, 2, and then the 3rd one takes his leg. What else do we want to do with armor? Kind of thing. Grappling. Ooh, that's a good one. So, say if Mooch and I were to get to grappling, we could both engage with each other. No, you can't because you're wearing a higher level of armor. That's right. Yes.
You can.
Yes. So if somebody with less armor, then somebody else engages the grapple. All right. That's okay. But if this guy with AC 3 versus my AC 2 comes to grapple me, that is not okay. That's because obviously he's a little bit more pokey and dangerous than I am.
I would scratch people off with this pretty easily.
So that's kind of the safety things we put into play with our game. What else should we go over? We didn't go over the big weapons and stuff, like the shield breaking and things like that. Yeah. I'm going to grab his shield for us. Perfect. So, also in our games, we do this wonderful thing called shield breaking. If somebody comes up to you online and they're trying to fight you, come on.
This weapon is his job.
There you go. There you go. This weapon is his job. You're right. All right. So, basically, if I want to break his shield, if he allows me to, which normally that doesn't happen because they're faster. And then they got this big weapon. 1, and then 2, then 3. Just to break, drop your shield. Is that considered broken until somebody comes along and wins it, or he dies and brings it back. Other rules of our game: hand on the ground or a hand on weapon put on ground. So, or if you hold your hand out forward. If I were to swat him in the fist like that, that does not count whatsoever. Okay? If I were to swat his foot while it's on the ground, does not count whatsoever. If you lift your foot in the air and somebody hits it, that counts. Oh yeah, and pommels, yes. Now, however, what you've seen in movies, you cannot come up to somebody and pommel technique. That is not okay. We do not use one weapon above the collarbone in any of the games we play. Unless you have a specific weapon, which Moose can demonstrate if you want to do, with that and your flail. Hang on. Good.
Oh, the total of that.
So no of that. Okay. Moose, you want to take the floor and explain magic and flails?
So, this is,
Oh yeah, the dagger flame work. Yeah, there's different forms of it.
so in the 2 different games that we play, we have 2 different types of flails. This is for dagger kill. This can only hit the body, so I can only do that. And then these ones you'll see a lot. And then you have doggone flails, which are just a full noodle on the end, and they're head legal, so I can go like he's dead.
Yeah.
This is the only head legal weapon in that game. So
Really across any
I can
game.
go do that all day.
Yep.
I can do that, but this is still the same as a club. So this is only do yellow damage. So I can't, I can't destroy his, kill him like this. I can do this all day
Unless he hits the door.
unless I do that.
Which it might sound serious, but it does not hurt. Those are not that bad. These can do a little bruising, if you know. Let's see what else. Oh, magic. We haven't even covered magic, one of the most fun things about any of these games. So there are different effects. Your character's level and class can apply to different things in the world. And Mooch here will demonstrate, if you want to. Whatever.
So I have multiple different types of magic. We come in these with different types of spell balls. So like this one will do bolt wood, so this will destroy shields, walls, bows, arrows. So if I move and go wolf wood, it destroys that. I can destroy a normal javelin, but that one is special.
If it touches.
No.
Really, if you're holding it and goes off. Okay. I'm learning that.
And I have like Creeping Doom. This one will just kill him in. It does 4 points, immortally ruins all. Yeah, it's supposed to be a swarm of bugs engulfing him. This is just like Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I have entangled, but he's stuck in place now. He can't move for a minute unless someone comes up and fights him. And then there's other effects that won't just attack spells like that. I have this one, which you can see with the yellow around the outside, a mage shield. So if I was playing my mage, I would be wearing this, and this will block. I can use the block. How I said that spell would destroy shields earlier, this one would not get destroyed. This one is immune to all of that. The only thing that will affect this one is the spell. That one I can go through the shield, but every other spell wouldn't. And there's all kinds of different stuff, like I have, do I have my protections on? I don't think I do.
You don't have any protections on your hands. Like, you can talk to. Oh, there you go.
Yep. I got other things like protection, like this one gives me immunity to poison, immunity to lightning for 1 hit. And then I have this one on, which is a skin spell. This will give me an extra hit of armor everywhere. I can't actually wear both these at the same time, because this is for a druid. Druid can't typically wear their armor.
And that ties back into the whole D&D that sort of thing. There are levels and classes involved when you play certain games.
Are you prepared to see combat? Because obviously, when we're just talking through it, you're not seeing it at full speed.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate a little bit of safe combat. I will tell my combatants Just try not to hit their overhead camera.
Yeah.
So we'll do a little bit of one-on-one. Maybe we'll do some two-on-twos. So what are the actual LARP fights like? Well, oftentimes it's 30 on 30, 50 on 50, and stuff. And it is crazy. So do two of you want to demonstrate some full combat?
Man, you're not one of those, you have a mic on?
Okay, I don't mind it. Do you guys, I mean, as long as I don't take a hit to like right here with the mic, that's not too good, right?
Should be good.
Okay. That's what you normally protect when you wear a shield anyway. So another fun thing about fighting as well, the dominant left hand versus dominant right hand is a weird conjecture that people get into. So I'm a left-handed fighter, right? If I was a right-handed fighter, we would only have access to each other's shields when we fight. All right? If you're a left-hand dominant fighter, we have our matching sword side. Sorry, that's ours. Okay, good. Ready? That's also a courtesy thing. Tap with your opponent, let them know, hey, I'm fighting you. Right? Ooh, one armor. God, I love the armor. That's one armor right here. Oh, there it is, back all day. And I'm dead. You know what's Oh, I got do it for the person. Oh, you need your back. Oh, you're gonna do 14. Okay. This is a good demonstration, I feel like that. And that is a good example of integrated practice. Well done. Everybody.
How about some two-on-two?
You guys want? You want to drop down and get in there? Here, I'll unload your arrows. Okay. I wish we could, though. I really wish we could. It's so comical when we're waiting for those things. Oh, you're going to do some shooting. No, yeah. You can use the card. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use the.
You're fine. Do it. All right.
Do 2-on-2 or?
You want to?
Two-on-two.
Get in there. Get in there. Come on, kids. All right, so hold on. This is a lot of blown weapons. Front row, I'm so sorry in advance. You decided to waive it.
You are in what we call the splash zone?
Yes. This is the fun part of it. Let's see how many people don't hit the audience. Everybody ready? Lay on. Small controlled hits now. There you go. Nice.
Just
Oh,
like that, yeah.
nice. Oh, very well done, guys. Very well done. So, do we have any other questions? Any comments? You guys
A couple other things that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing we have failed to do is introduce ourselves. What we were going to do first, and of course we have dropped the ball
we got this
on
one.
that. So I've introduced myself, David Foster. I'll let Daniel introduce himself, and then we can go down the line.
So I'm Daniel Joyner. I'm my hometown is in Culpeper. I grew up here. I moved away recently. I just bought Oregon. I do fight like crazy. I think mine like it.
You're good?
All right. Either way. But yeah, that's pretty much all. I've been doing marketing for about a decade now. I've been in a couple of different organizations. It's been a fun time. Honestly, like this is what brings me out every day. These people that we gather every time we have fun. It's adults pretty much being able to be kids again. Escape reality.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh. There, hold on. There you go.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Oh,
Nice.
hi.
Way to do it.
All right, my name's Sam. I play a character called Bandit. She's an obnoxious trash panda. And she steals everybody's shiny things. It doesn't matter if it's in-game or not. Think of Rocket, but on caffeine. And that's pretty much my character. I come from Maryland, like northern part of Maryland. I've been playing this game since, well, Darkon, I've been playing Darkon since about 2005, since high school. So, yeah, that just aged me. Like I said, we never grew up, but we just have adult money. That's not a good idea, but, so, and as one of the few, like, females, we actually fight in Darkon. We actually do get aggressive, and we do have to match big, chunky guys like him. And, they're chunky.
I mean,
He's like,
yeah.
Big bones.
Before he killed me after all.
I mean, did we end up with swapping levels?
I think we did.
We did.
I mean, you killed me with my own weapon.
I did. It was fun. Great time. Drinking
Good
was
time.
involved.
Great.
That's another thing about being an adult doing this game. Drinking was fun without children. Ooh, look at that. Oh, yeah. I heard all the parents go, ooh.
Oh.
So yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. It allowed me to like find competition in like community where I could be myself and not have to put on this persona of I'm this, I'm that. I like football. No. So,
Like my game.
I do.
Very aggressive. Take it away from there.
My name is Patrick, still here on field. Been doing this roughly about 10 years as well. I live in Culpeper. I really enjoy doing this. And let's see, talk about apron.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're right. We didn't cover that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, we get on the field roughly around 16.
Yeah.
You can start.
Yeah, with her.
Or you can be as old as I am, and I'm sneaking up on 60. I'm just saying, everybody in the room can do it.
Yes, that Drake in the audience is with us as well. That is Lynn, is one of our members. He's been with us for about 3 years now. He's a wonderful fighter. Goes out there in full chainmail and extra 70 pounds on his ball. Yeah. Sorry to take your spot.
I'm Brittany. My in-game name is Natara. I'm from Culpeper, and I actually learned about this game last year at CulpeperCon. And now here I am today.
Woo!
My name is Taylor. My in-game name is Forrest, and as you can tell, I'm
Okay,
Italian.
opening Walmart.
There's normally steel boats, go on adventures on the sea, and things like that. I've been fighting for over 7 years now, and it's been one of the greatest communities that I've seen. Some of the greatest ones that I've had in my life, I've met through this, and there's not really this is a beautiful community with a lot of people.
Hi, I'm Mickey. My in-game name is Alana. I think I am probably the oldest fighter out here. I've been doing this since 1996. Thank you for calling me. I appreciate that.
Oh, we got a whole lot of stories.
I did call myself old. I've done multiple versions of this game, and I was married at an event. My husband and I met at an event. I brought my child to events, and I just like to beat up my children, and it's a great balance.
We don't think so.
Oh, we can do it. We can do it.
Oh, all right.
Hi, I'm Bowen Olmooch. I'm from Hamilton County right now, and I've been in this game for about 6 years now, I think, 6, 7 years. I played 3 different games. I played Belagol, Dagger Hill, Doggone, I think I said Dag already. I've played several different games over the years, but I love the community. The community is the best part. That's why I say it. I've been doing it almost every weekend for like 7 years now. Like I said, it's a consistent thing. The community is great. It's fantastic.
Okay. No. Hey.
So I'm sure you're wondering, is live action role playing just combat? Do we just get together, dress up, and hit each other in the face? What is an average live action role playing event really like? Well, in fact, fighting is not all that we do. There are quite a bit of non-combatant roles and non-combatant activities that we do. We hold arts and sciences. We all get together and show off all of the cool things that we have either made. So most of the gear that you see those folks wearing up there is handmade and homemade. shield, if you guys want to kind of talk about how you guys did some of those, what they actually are, like, but, yeah,
So basically, Culpeper here helped me create this wonderful monstrosity that we call the tombstone. I'm a left-handed fighter, like we said, so this kind of shape just sort of helps me hide my whole body behind it. This wonderful gentleman helped us design and actually put on all the wonderful markings you see here. It looks kind of like marbleized almost. It's a little bit heavy if you guys want to come see it afterwards. You're more than welcome to. But yeah, pretty much it's a big old hunk of foam. And plastic and stuff like that. Oh, coins in the snow. Okay. So, okay, do you want to take the floor back to the
Yeah, so, oh, is this on?
Uh-oh. Yeah, it didn't sound like it was. Okay, so I made this this weapon at an event a while ago. It kind of shows the construction of how weapons used to be. They've changed a little bit in past years, but this shows like the basic construction of a weapon. I can pass this around if people want to see it. It's literally just a fiberglass coil with this is air conditioned foam around it, and a little bit of balloon foam, I believe, in the middle. I can pass this around, a little bit of duct tape. It's very basic. Like, you can make your own weapons, you can buy your weapons. A lot of the weapons out here, I think, are bought by professionals that make them, but we, like you said, we do make a lot of our own stuff. I actually don't have a whole lot, but like, I have a good friend that made all of my stuff on my belt, almost, and he's part of the community too. He sells stuff like this. It's amazing. And then, like you showed, in the game that we play, Dokkan, there's a currency system. So it's just like D&D, we have a single gold piece, which is worth 1. A silver piece, which is 25, 10. The platinum? No. Platinum, which is 10. A Monk, which is 25. And then I think we have one. Yep, there's a black that's 50, and then blue, which is 100. But there's a money system, you can gamble with them, you can, like we have casino nights, yeah, fake gambling. Only money they give away, mind you. No human money allowed. Those, you can, like, this symbol right here was all guild in the group. We believe everyone out here for us is actually photo.
No, coming up on us.
Oh, wait, no, actually, we can fix that.
We're actually mercenaries, so people will hire us at events to come fight for them, or defend them, protect them, all kinds of things. They'll pay us with the in-game money, and we'll come do that. And then the other thing we have to talk about is spell books. My lovely Portal made me this one, which is like hand drew inside of it, painted the outside, and then every spell has to be written out in it. Oh, yep, she's got the quick. Yeah.
I got Battle Scroll.
There you go. The battle scroll. That one, we get truly learning about these things.
Significantly metal. You can see everything's written out in here. I can flip to a later one, and they get long.
Yeah.
Now all the spells are syllable counts or time duration, but the time duration goes off of the syllable count. And I think the longest spell we have right now is 1,000 syllables.
Well, actually,
So that's another thing is as you double your level as a spellcaster, you reduce your spell duration. So, like she said, the longest is 500 technically, but 1,000 you could cast. It's 60 seconds to cast, and that's a long time.
That covers a lot of stuff. Hey, do you have more things, Patrick?
Yeah, I just have one more thing to put out. Another thing that we were talking about is not just about LARPing and like role playing. There's a lot of people that have come out and expressed themselves in a very artistic way. I know somebody that got into leatherworking. He now makes armor for the bulk of their stuff. We have people that have become seamstresses and learned how to sew, make their own garb, and then they're able to fix other people's stuff. There's people that come out and get really creative with their weapons, like the latex weapons. That's something you have to take time and you make them. So it's not just a little hobby where you just piece things together and make it work. It's like people can get creative and create their own, and it has that flexibility. I just wanted to. Yeah, that's for example. Here's the standard one.
What, oh, the regular daddy?
So like a basic one, it's foam and cloth. For this one is actually like plastic dip, like latex. This is plastic dip, it's squishy, but it allows us to have more of a look. Where's the Battle Shield? And there are people that sell these. They will sit there and make these per order. Over time, paint them and design them. So you have a great flexibility of creativity and you use the price.
So one of the most exciting and fun parts of any LARP weekend is the Bardic competition. The Bardic competition. So after a long day of fighting, followed by a good shower, and then feasting, then sitting around the fire, we begin to sing songs and play music. We have Bardic contests where anyone can stand up or sit down and recite a poem, sing a song, play an instrument, or some other form of artistic creation. Daniel plays a wonderful drum, which is a drum. And we will often bring in lots of folks, and we will sit around and sing and drum until the wee hours of the evening. Morning, wee hours of the evening.
Which we always have.
Which is a big part. So even if you don't enjoy hitting yourself or getting hit in the face by other people, come out and check out what it is. There's a lot of different activities for all kinds of folks out there.
There's definitely a lot of interesting.
I would like to demonstrate some of my kind of higher role play combat. So their combat is very fast and very physical because they're trying to win. They're trying to kill as quickly as possible. Whereas for our game, we want just a little bit more kind of role play, a little bit more talk. So Daniel, you're probably best. You know what I'm going to do here. So if you want to grab a sword and a shield and stand back about 10, 15 paces. So the other fun thing, right? So one of the main differences between boffer sports. So boffer sports enjoy playing on safe playing fields because they're going very fast. They're jumping, rolling, spinning, flipping, hitting, all those things like that. They would love a soccer field, right? Because they have to be able to tell the ground is going to be flat. The folks that I LARP with, we fight in the forest. We fight in the hills. We fight in the trees and on the beaches and on the landing grounds. And we will never surrender. And so we tend not to fight as quickly. And it's much more of like a stage acted, although we're still fighting for real. So I'm going to fight this horrible creature back. I will send you back to the pit where you came from. You look slow. Look at you slowly moving. I'll poke you. I'll poke you again. And so one of the fun parts about fighting is you're basically trying to goad the other person into making an opening. So when I do that and I'm watching, every time you move the shield, and I'm really fast. And so a lot of it, while we're just playing, I'm weaving around, looking for openings. I'm going to feint once, feint twice. And these swords are very fast. This sword is much faster than mine. Mine's a little bit longer. I've got reach. But I'm also much younger at the ripe old age of 45. And this foul witch, thousands of years old. And you know that doesn't want to body. Why do you shriek?
Nice, good dog. Yes. Come on,
Over your head, I'm kidding. No. It's lots and lots of fun. There we go. All right. Does the audience have any questions about LARPing? Are there things that you'd like to touch on? Do you want to see two of these people play each other? Yes.
Why is it the main theme for some of your characters skulls and black, purple, and white?
Who touched on that earlier?
So those are actually, most of us here will all part of the same realm, which is this skull right here is the realm that we are in. So you can see we have Steve the skull. We're all decked out in it. Most of us are part of this realm. And then we also have a guild in Dalcon, which is this one, or the one that he was just waving, which is a jackal.
I was still holding tick. There wasn't anything else.
So that's mostly because in every game that we play, we are mercenaries. We like to go out there, be hired for people. We like to fight.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we have all these fun ones right here, which I don't know all of them off the top of my head.
I'm cool, except for the
Dog team.
But there's also different groups can be thought of, like, I think I have mine somewhere around right here. I have,
California.
yeah, I have my old room, which is Andal, is from California. This one, which is Incomplete, which is my new country in Dalcon. I have one from everywhere, but most of the scholars are just all part of this group.
It's an identifier of who you're with. No?
Another question.
How much do your costumes like typically cost?
So, first question is, do you need to actually have one, right? And when you're first getting into it, first of all, a lot of us have lots of extra stuff. And we're like, would you like to borrow some? Sure. So you can buy the simple tabard, which is what I have kind of right here, 30, 40, 50 bucks. You can dress just in like a sweats basically for your first time. And the price goes up from there.
We also like as he does stuff. We will love to up until like your first 5 or 6 times going out there, though, you're not expected to have a full kit going. You're not expected to have everything fancy. We want you to get comfortable first, decide what you want before you start dropping the money on these kind of things. Guitar here, for example, who's only been fighting 40 years with us, like she just said. And we're letting her use the armor she wore or wants to wear. And also, she bought this lovely tunic on a date and stuff like that. And the main reason why we touched on crafting too is you can spend a lot less money and you get a lot more out of it. You learn how to do things. It's more fun, you know. We've got a lot of good vendors out there that do stuff like that, which we know about people that want to get into it. We give you links to those people, but it's a lot more involved. It adds another layer to everything. You get your own thing. Personally, mine, like, I have had this thing made by my grandmother. These leg wraps are from like somebody that you can't handmade them at NCA events. Like, we all can watch everything together with our kids. What matters to us? The belt flags that you explained, each group that you live, you earn these things. You have memories associated with your kids and you start adding layers and years to it. Is that better place?
Yep, I think that's pretty fair way.
So, to get to the base of the question, it can be as little as 20, I'm sorry.
You're fine, you're fine.
So, like, to just get to the root of your question, you can start as little as hand-me-downs or thrifting, and then, you know, very little money, depending on your budget. And then if you want to go hand, you can go online, you can search Amazon, is great, just so you know.
There's a couple good.
Yeah. But that's a big one. You can just go there and search for basic things that look a little bit more fantasy-based versus just something off of, like, the mall. And then you can go to Renaissance festivals, or you can go online to legal replicas and things like that, where they're more costly, but they're way more realistic and sometimes more comfortable.
I actually got this from medieval replicas. I got most of this from medieval replicas. This is actually a Halloween picture, and the people were in there, but it's an accumulation. Like, this is the very first outfit was a t-shirt that was cut off, like all the sleeves were cut off, and I made him with a pair of pants that ripped up the third time he went out. But you wore them for another like 7 years.
Trial and error is a good thing.
Other questions? Other questions? Yes? Yeah.
Are your costumes comfortable?
For the most part. Until you get into the range where you add like an extra 80 pounds on yourself. You're actually wearing steel chains.
Yeah, this is all steel. This is like 35 pounds on its own.
Let's get the leather armor.
Super comfy.
The rest of my stuff, I think I have on, is very comfortable. This, not so comfortable.
Does any part of your costumes break?
All the time.
Oh yeah, all the time. That's why it's great to know how to repair.
Yes, all the time.
Are you creating your own character, or is it kind of like a nickname, or something?
Take it over.
So that one is, you can get your own nickname, you can pick your own name. There are all certain groups that will give you names, and you play that name, like we have someone that got given a name, but
What's given a name?
Oh, I got it.
but like, I picked my own name. It was mostly because I mooched everything I had to begin with. I didn't pay for a single thing when I first started. I followed weapons, I took everything, and it was much longer than just like the first 5 minutes. I was really good at anytime anyone was giving away something for free, I would be the first one like, I'll take it, I like it. But the stuff on that as well, yes. We make our own original characters a lot of the time. Some of them kind of loosely based upon 5 or 6 different things, kind of like their own personality and the characters. Some people play multiple characters out of like one person. You can do that in Dark Common. You have like a mage in one class or a barbarian or anything else that you really want to go in the direction of. You don't have to make separate characters for it. It's much more fun to have different options and be different people. So to speak, that whole escapism thing kind of happens. You know, if you want to go out there and be completely different people than you are, do it. That's the whole point.
So how many gold pieces does it cost to actually come out and play with us? Well, for most groups, if you come out your first time or your second time, if you just want to learn and kind of see, it's usually free. Are you guys free for stuff? Oh yes, but yeah, we are also free. If you just want to come out, try it out, test it out. If you do not own any of this stuff, we have extras. We have lots and lots of extras.
You have them too.
Yeah.
I brought out a very small amount of what I have for weapons. If we have money, you want to come out, but like you were talking about the free thing, like for practice doing combat, it's free all the time. Eventually you want to get your own stuff, but to just come out, it's free. But like to Dolphins, which a lot of us go to almost every other weekend, it's $5. That's all it costs to go to a day event. You want to go hang out with friends for a day, pay $5. Great way to spend a day for cheap.
Well, the first event is free.
Yeah, your first event is free, and then after that it's $5 full event, and then $20 for a camping event, which none of that's a bad price for me.
Any other questions from the audience? Yeah.
Yes, you mentioned you do practice in Culpeper. Where is that at?
So every Sunday at noon on the field in Galveston Park, we typically meet. We have a public Facebook group and everything else we can meet up for right after this. All right?
Thank you. Very good.
No problem.
Does your character purposely look like Skeletor?
That was a trigger word. Hold on. Let's repeat that. What I didn't hear that. Give me something. What was that?
Does your character purposely look like Skeletor?
Or
If I had a dollar for
Skeletor look like him?
Exactly. I made you a free date Skeletor. I'm on a different parallel universe. So to basically tie it in, a cryptid, like it's called a lich. They're basically very ancient beings. I'm about 800 years old in character. You know, I've been around for a very long time. There's nothing but bone underneath here. I've built immortality over the years of my existence. Like, you can make backstories and stuff like that. Lich specifically are like undead worlds that have existed for way too long. And they do whatever they do. Right? Exactly.
I would like to also mention some of the other live action role playing type events which will be going on in Culpeper this year. So we are hosting a special Viking themed LARP later in the year. I think that's in June, maybe June 8th. We're hosting a Ren Fair coming up in May. We also host another form of armored combat sport, right? So what if you had people that were fighting with actual steel axes and swords and all of that, wearing actual armor, real plate armor? So we are the home field for the DC-based armored combat. They'll be out at our place multiple times this year, fighting against other East Coast actual armored combat, literally taking axes that you could cut down trees with as hard as they can against somebody else's game.
Not for the faint part.
Yeah, not for the.
And I will also, to build on what you just said too, the league that they are in is called the ACLU, the Armored Combat League of the United States. They actually go national and they compete against other countries' teams that to go to France, Italy, Spain, all sorts of places are involved with it. LARP goes deep. A lot of people don't like it deep. All LARP on that sort of level because it's more like an armored sport or fencing from what people like to say with that. Over in Europe, all this kind of stuff falls into the category of fencing.
And so one of the other kind of interesting things too, is the types of people that come out to these. So at our LARPs that we do out at our place, you have professional Hollywood stunt people who are out because they really enjoy practicing fighting, doing all of that. We have some high-level government folks and stuff who you wouldn't think enjoy dressing up and doing all that. Lawyers, doctors, and pretty much anyone, all the way down to kids and stuff. And once we're all out there having a good time, everyone is who they want to. Want to do lots of fun.
So they costume event.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yep. So we will have a large event with a couple of different LARPing games out. I think it's the May 5th weekend out at our place too. We'll have about 250 people, and they'll do big battles of 80 versus an 80 and stuff. If you want to see what that looks like. So any other questions? Yes.
You say our place where?
Mountain Run Winery.
Okay, I think you're just like seeing
Mountain Run Winery. Yep. And we'll try to post as much as we can on our Facebook.
What is like the protocol if someone like gets actually hurt?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Medic!
She's the actual one.
I mean, answer or question I can answer. I love it. So we do have actual trained medics on board. I don't care about him. He's usually late. Most of us have gone through some sort of training. Just basic first aid does count, but I've trained EMT in the state of Illinois and in the state of Virginia. So we do have medics on site. It's really just to make sure you're not going to die prior to ambulance. Most of our injuries are very small. We'll give you a Band-Aid. We won't give you any more medication. We'll give you a Band-Aid, and we'll maybe say you should probably go see a doctor. But, we are very safe. I've been, like I said, I've been doing this for 26 years. I have never seen a combat injury that resulted in any loss of limb. That helps. I have seen a few injuries that are rather bad, that usually come from stupidity and alcohol versus stupidity and fighting. I mean, it is, it is. I'm sorry? Oh, yes, if somebody goes in for, thank you for that, say that the dude was being so gracious to be injured, the first person to see him holding himself at actual pain, not I'm pretending to die, they will call hold. So somebody will say hold, everybody will take a knee around, and all action will stop, and then they'll usually call a medic, and we come running and trip over ourselves to get to this. And then with the first aid kit, we do have first aid kit come very large. We'll see if they need any assistance right there, or we'll get two large first aid bodies to carry them up, and we'll do first aid on the side, and then once the injury is cleared, we'll all carry on, and we have a elders, herald, referees, whatever you're gonna call them in PTA, that will haul everybody back to where they were and take part. We love our healers.
Any last questions? We're getting close to time here.
Do you guys lab folks come watch versus play?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We love it when people come to that.
So, any other last questions before we go on over here? We got one over here.
Isn't it awkward that to continue fighting after someone gets seriously injured?
It doesn't happen often.
If we treat it like a soccer game when somebody gets injured like in a sport, and you clap them off the field, making sure they're okay, and then the medics will take care of them and then they continue playing. But we do make sure that they are safe and taken care of before we are like, okay, let's go back and see each other.
One last question over here.
How long is combat?
How long is combat?
Yeah, that's a very good question right there. So, do you want to think of like how long?
Yeah. So for us, we will basically set something up. So we'll have 20 people dressed like orcs, and we'll have 20 people who are not dressed like orcs, and they'll fight until the orcs are dead, right? Or until the regular people are dead, or sometimes happens. And if it was really fun, they'll say, hey, can we just do that again? Because that was actually really fun, and then let's do it again, kind of a thing. In these guys, and so in an average weekend, you're probably going to engage in, combat games, short combat games, maybe 10, 15 times. You can also go to people and say, I would like to fight you in this practice. You can do that as long as you like, 5-on-5, like here. If you guys want to talk about how you do your on rounds and everything.
Well, like I said, it's very different. Like we've had scenarios that we've done that last 15 seconds. You go out there, you fight, you die very quickly. And then I've also had scenarios that would last, I think the longest one I've done is like 8 hours. The one at Metro Winery when we were down on the field. We did a respawn battle where you just don't take your breaks. You just have to keep fighting. But the scenario itself lasted for like 8 hours during the day. Like you just keep fighting all day as much as you want to. Like literally.
Drink water. Yes.
So for example, we did a camp out and the final battle was like 20 to 30 minutes. I was the main monster and my whole time was 10 seconds. How many times you get clobbered by 30 people and you have to back up 10 seconds and do it again in the obvious heat. 5 minutes feels like an eternity. So it really depends. So they can range from land action usually lasts a couple minutes, which is what our company do, land action. And then we also have our day-to-day fights, which are timed for they're just 2 team versus until the last person's. So it really just depends on who's running the scenarios and what scenarios we do.
So one last thing that I wanted to talk about, kind of have all of us do, is if we could go down and just say, what you really like about the LARP. What is it that kind of keeps you coming back? The people to say a little bit about what LARPing means to you. Right?
Oh, for me, probably working here is the line of community. The brand of the community is having something, to do, kind of plan out the weekend. And it's also an easy way to cheat and get good exercise. There's a lot of
I think that's going to be a common theme between all of us. It's going to be community. I met some of the most amazing people of my life. I've known him for 4 years now, 5 years? 5 years. I started working retail when I first started, and now I'm working with him full time. Like, we work together now. I spent way too many hours with him. Like, I hang out with him all the time. I love these people. Like, they're all amazing. I mean, my mother was in it too. She obviously got married in it. The community is amazing. Like, it's really what it is. And then, again, the exercise is a good way to get exercise. Like I said, I'm wearing 35 extra pounds of just metal on me, and I'm still moving, and I'm getting tired now. So I haven't even done anything today.
So, like they said, the community is amazing, but also just going out and physically fighting people can be a major confidence boost in whatever you're trying to do with your life.
And just to mimic everybody else, of course. But it really is. It's nice to get out there and fight something that's regimented, that you're focusing on, a skill that you're progressing, be that fighting, arts, crafts, and the environment that you're in. I mean, it's like you're in a movie. You go to a camp out and you see fires, like little campfires all through the trees. You hear people singing and laughing, and you get this feeling that you just walked into another world. And it's absolutely
I can't do anything with those classes on my own. I think my best thing is I joined before I joined the Navy, so I have every time I get stationed somewhere new, I get to meet new people, and it gives me that automatic sense of belonging to something and not having to go find anyone. And like I said, I married my husband and I had my child in the sport, and his first event was when he was 8 months old. So I got to watch him grow up.
Mine is the escape from reality along with like friends. It's like you get to shut your mind off for a couple days when you're at camp out, or even just a day, you get to escape for a couple hours, you put your phone down, and you're literally just talking and interacting with people, and you forget. And it's just a nice break from reality. And then when the person who asked about how our characters are created, that's where it comes from. It's like you just decide one day, hey, I'm going to do this, and you just do it because why? Because you can.
Okay.
Second to you on.
I think everything that Elvis is going to say was covered by all of it. So in order to see you all, mimicking what
And I will give you guys my last thoughts on this. First of all, let's all put our hands together. So, for the adults, adults out there, the kids, you might want to go like this, right? So, as you guys know, adult life is kind of boring. As exciting as it might be. And the problem with adult life and with life trying to go is we are who we are, right? We're not who we want to be, right? In our day jobs, we're just going down, sitting in our office chairs and stuff. We are who we are. We're the same person we've always been. But when you come out and LARP, when you play D&D and things like that, you get to be you don't get to be somebody else. You get to be who you always wanted to be, who you think you actually are. So you aren't chained to kind of, your kind of life history. You can finally be the person that you want to be, and other people will interact with you and treat you as if you were that person that you always wanted to be. And so one of the things that a lot of us really, really like about it is that we can finally be ourselves. And of course, I'm not a weirdo hanging out in the forest with this weird thing on my head, but I can act and interact with people in a way that I am really being true to who I am, and not just David that sits in desk and things like that. So LARP lets us be who we always knew we could be. It's really, really great. So definitely, please, come out, check us out, try it out. We're all account-based here, right in Culpeper. You can come out and see it. We'll have about 200 of us fighting May 5th, I think. So anyways, guys, thank you. It was great to get to be here today. We hope to see you all again next year.
Details about any of the groups that were involved. If we have a QR code in business card, I don't have too many of them, so scan with your phone if you really are interested in getting involved. And yeah, we'll be around for questions. We'll be managing on the conference.